9 words to millions of dollars. This is Paul, Dr. Not So Goodman. I'm going to share with you the 9 words to millions of dollars of production in your practice that is patient-centered, that is profitable, that makes things more fun. And on today's episode, I have one of my favorite people on earth, Kate, my fantastic patient care coordinator, who helps me help patients say yes to millions of dollars in dental care. Here is the proof. Over the past 15 years, we have helped patients say yes to millions of dollars in dental care, especially dental implants. Helping patients chew and smile with confidence is what we do at our dental office. But we cannot do anything without the help of an amazing team. I'm looking for my basketball here in a second. We can get it. But I would like to welcome Kate to our show. Kate, you can start your video. And I want to start with a story before we hear from you. So Kate, I think it was about 2012, a patient came in and said, dentist said I couldn't get implants. I have your implant flyer here. I don't like my denture. And along the way, she mentioned that she owned 10 cats, which I think is a pretty significant decision, right? You have 8 cats. You go, not enough cats. I need 2 more cats. No judgment, just sharing about the number of cats with this patient. So I sat with this patient. I shared with her what she could do, what would happen if she does nothing. Thanks, Dr. John Kois, how I always start off patient conversations. Here's what happens if you do nothing. Even if you do nothing, we can still be friends, but it could be pain, swelling, infection, bone loss. Then I share with, here's some options to do something. Dentures without implants. Dentures without implants look great in your mouth, but when you go somewhere and you want to eat that cheesesteak at the party, they don't work very well. So I say dentures without implants are for chewing, not for smiling, not chewing. Talk about removable implants, fixed implants. So I remember at this time, I said, Kate is going to come in and share with you what you can do. And Kate has the yellow form. I want to share with you guys, I'm going to talk about this yellow form because this one piece of paper has allowed us to collect millions of dollars in dental care. It's not fancy. It's not an iPad. It's not a DocuSign. It's just a piece of paper that outlines how patients can pay for things. So this patient, Kate, went in with her yellow form. There was a fixed implant case. Let's say it was $50,000. There's a removable implant case. Let's say it was $30,000. There was an upper denture with a few implants in the bottom. Let's say it was $10,000. And I said, Kate is going to come in and share with you what your options are. So Kate, I would like you to share as an awesome patient care coordinator, how do you use this form to help you discuss finances with patients?
Sure. So every treatment case that I discuss with the patient comes along with the yellow sheet that gives the patients options to pay for the treatment. So I review the total cost, then I review how we are going to try to maximize their insurance coupon.
Yeah.
And
so we
then
call insurance. You keep talking, Kate. I'm getting my props.
Sure.
Why? Who told you to call insurance a coupon?
Dr. Nacho.
And you've been in the dental field for a long time, and I want to share this in an authentic way. I have, and I think you've been to this place before, Kate. Have you been to this place before, Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yes.
So have you ever used this coupon?
Many times.
Yeah, and do you go in and say, I'd like the whole store for free? Is that what you do with this coupon?
I would like to.
But you just say, oh, I need $100 of stuff I don't need, and I'd like to save 20%. So in this moment, when we're delivering value to people, because making your team feel comfortable and confident when talking about money helps you help more people. And those people are your patients, those people are the practice, those people are your team, those people are the profit. How does that simple reframing of calling dental insurance a coupon help you and the patient in the operatory?
It manages their expectations. And we always tell them we will try our best to help them maximize their coupon. And they're usually perfectly fine with that.
And it makes them understand that dental insurance is really not medical insurance. It's a coupon that has restrictions. Coupon with blackout dates like airline miles. Coupon when you go to your favorite store and they don't let your brand isn't on sale. And now you're having a shared experience with the patient and helping them truly understand how their coupon works. So you bring this yellow form, and we're going to break down a special patient with this in a minute. But back to our 10 cat lady. I do not judge people with my words, right? Kate, would you share that I give everyone the option to say no to the best treatment?
Absolutely.
Have I ever said that person's too old to pay for this?
No,
Have I ever said, oh, it doesn't seem like they have the money?
no, never.
I say, just share with them the menu and see what they think. So we went back to this patient and I said, in my mind, I think she's going to pick maybe the upper denture and a couple implants. I think that's what she's going to go with. And Kate comes back and says, you know what, Paul, she's going to bring in a check for the entire treatment amount minus the payment in full discount next week to get her case started. And that's someone who we helped years ago who still has her snap in and out overdenture, chewing and smiling with confidence. Now, Kate, as a patient care coordinator, could you show me that sign that you have on there? We'll just stop share for a second. What's the first sign? Today's going to be awesome. Could you show it? So that's what you go in and feel every day, right?
Yes.
So there's 100% every day you're going to have success. I'm sorry, I spoke wrong. 100% chance you're going to have stress because things go off script, right?
Yes.
What's that other sign that you have to remember? Some things are off script. Oh, I see the screw up fairy has visited us again. Hold them both up, Kate, so we can get a screenshot of that because that is dentisting. That is the game we play. We make baskets, we turn the ball over. So, Kate, when this happens, you put that down, and this patient says, you know what, Kate, I'm going to invest in this. I'm worth it. I'm going to do this snap in and out overdenture. How does that make you feel as really actually a person, right? As a patient or a person, how does that make you feel in your day of sometimes drop nachos, your day of annoyances? How does that make you feel?
Great. It's a really awesome feeling that we provide the patients the options. We let them choose which option they prefer and how they're going to pay for it. And when she said that, I'll never forget that moment. It was the best feeling in the world.
And then you get to see this impact. You know, someone who's given us the permission to share his name, Mark, he came to us when we were younger in 2005, right? So Kate, our birthdays are this month. So 2005, 17 years ago, you know, I was like 27 years old and he came to us and he hadn't seen a dentist in 30 years. And he's been with us. And his wife has said, if he hadn't met you, Paul, I don't think he'd be alive because he had also had high blood pressure, started getting his life together. And maybe he spent, you know, over $70,000 on his teeth, right? But Kate, if there's other office managers out there, because I get it, maybe before you met us, you think that's too expensive, the patient's too old, it's not going to be worth it. What would you tell them to kind of maintain their hope or confidence in how this helps people?
Yeah. I think just removing any kind of emotion from the financial discussion and from the treatment plan discussion, and you taught me this because you are always okay with whatever the patient chooses, even if it is to choose nothing.
Yep.
So I think I learned that from you, and same thing with the financial discussion. If they want to outsource this to a third company financing, we can do that. If they want to bring the check tomorrow to pay in full for it, they can do that as well. And it's perfectly fine with us.
And I love that, Kate. And I've kind of given you a life tool of this. When someone asks you a weird question, a difficult question, says something, what do you say to them in response?
That's a great question.
It's a great question. A lot of patients ask that. And sometimes your office managers, our front desk team, we put you in awkward situations. We actually ask you, go into a room with a piece of paper and share with someone it's $8,000 because sometimes the dentist, we're too afraid to do it. Sometimes the dentist, we don't want to contaminate the relationship. You remember when you met me, I was doing it all, right? I was writing the finances, but I do believe it's great when the dentist has someone who goes in, they can do something else. They can ask you authentic questions. But someone says, I got to send my kid to college. I totally get it. A lot of patients think that. And here's the magic phrase that I want to, put on our morning huddles is whether it's clinical care, financial treatment, something as simple as when you're ready to move forward, we'll be ready to help you. That's it. When you're ready to move forward, we'll be ready to help you because we talk about that amazing patient who has the cats. We talk about the marks, but most patients, a lot of them say no, right? A lot of them say not yet.
Yeah.
And how do you not let your own morale get down when a lot of people say not yet, when a lot of people say, Kate, this is way too, as everyone said, Kate, this cost is ridiculous, right? Have they said it to you?
Oh, absolutely. I tell them, I understand. It is a large investment. And sometimes it could be $1,000 for one patient. It could be $10,000 for a different patient, and they might have the same response. And I just always try to empathize with them. I understand. It's a large investment.
the two E's, I would say empathy plus enthusiasm, maximize connections, because people come back to you later and we're just there giving them options about what they can do with teeth. The challenging part about dentistry, Kate, and maybe you can talk about this for a second, is patients really have no idea what things are going to cost, right?
Right.
Like when you walk in with this sheet, there's no circulars like when we were kids for the supermarkets. There's no store promotions. They just really don't know. So it can be a surprise to them. So if you expect them to be surprised, then you won't become as reactive, I think, when they are surprised.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we talk about big cases a lot, Kate, but most of the things we do are just everyday dentistry, right? Most of the things we do are just single tooth implants. That's the most for us, right, Kate?
Yes.
So we have this patient here. Let's just walk through a yellow form. Let's say I go to you. I want to remind you guys, if you guys would like to get a resource to make the money talk less awkward, to help people chew and smile with confidence, it's always patient-centered care first, profit second. Kate, do you feel that we embrace the patient-centered part first, profit second in our practice?
Yes.
Because if you reverse it, people will not develop good relationships with you. No matter how much, and sometimes we had my amazing dad, Kate, he wasn't so concerned about the profit. He just didn't know why people wouldn't make a good decision, right? In my mouth, why would you not take care of an infection? But you've literally looked at people. I've said, Kate, this person has an abscess and they need this tooth removed and they can do bone grafting or not. And they've told you, I'm not going to do it. Has that happened?
Yes.
And making that conversation about money less awkward is so key. So you can text in to get this form here. But let's kind of go through, Kate, just a patient that we have here. And I'll play both roles here. So I'm Dr. Nacho. We have this patient, Paul Goodman. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. And we have two simple pieces of paper. We have a list on Dentrix and we have how they're going to pay for it. Okay. So I go to Kate in her office where she is now, hiding from the rest of the team. It's a good hiding place, right, Kate?
Yes.
I say, Kate, we have Paul Goodman and let's put together a treatment plan. I've went over what happens. Let's say that this could happen to me, by the way. I actually do have a large resume. I'm violating HIPAA on myself, Kate. I got a big filming back here. It's true, everybody. Tell them the HIPAA police to me. I don't know if you can violate HIPAA on yourself. So let's say one day I break the bottom part, otherwise known as fracturing the teeth. One of the things that's important to do, Kate, is help your front desk team understand some of the clinical stuff, right? Like a fractured tooth can't be fixed because sometimes they will ask you clinical questions even when you're discussing finances. Does that happen?
Yes. Happens. Mm-hmm.
So I say, Kate, let's make this plan here. The total cost for removal of tooth and bone preservation, the CBCT 3D X-ray, the titanium root, which is an implant, the custom abutment and screw screwmentation crown. And we're going to get to that last thing in a second, Kate, where we'll talk about that. I have this here about our Nacho sponsored dental warranty. But the total investment is $5,827 on this sheet. Now, Kate, now I'm sitting next to you. Just talk to me how you would go through this form with a patient. And
Sure.
why do you bring in two copies?
Sure. So I always bring a copy of the Dentrix treatment plan and I review each step with the patient and how much each step will cost and also the time frame, estimated time frame. Then I bring out the yellow sheet and I review what is the total cost of the treatment. Then I review the insurance estimate if they do have insurance and how we can help them maximize their coupon. And then we go over the patient portion. So the first option that I always review with the patients is the payment in full. Hey, Paul.
So you be me, I'll be me. I'm like, man, I want to go on vacation. I want to buy more nachos. Now I got to spend money on my teeth. I'm not happy to. First of all, don't expect your patients to want any of this stuff, right? People want a vacation. They need teeth. No one's in the history of time, Kate, has gotten a new furnace and said, yes, I'm so excited. I mean, your amazing husband, I'm sure he's the same thing. As a plumber, you're constantly replacing things that are not fun to replace, but we need these things for our life. So don't expect your patients to want this. But run through me. I'm sitting there. I said, I'm holding the yellow sheet too. I think it's important. Both people are holding this so they can follow along. And now do your thing with me.
So the first option that we offer is the payment in full discount. So, hey, Paul, if you would like to save some money, 5% of this treatment, you would be saving $292 if you pay upfront a payment of $5,535. What we will do is,
I'm gonna interject.
Yeah.
Once you do this, and I've told you must lead with the discount because people are very frugal. Millionaires are frugal in our practice, right, Kate?
Mhm.
We have people who say they don't have money, and then you offer them the payment in full discount. What happens, Kate?
they have it.
They have money because they love a deal. So just
Yes.
have fun with it. You like saving money? I like saving money. $292 savings, 5,530, and then pause a minute, see what they say.
Mhm.
Do some people say, Kate, that sounds great, and you're pretty much
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what if I say, Kate, I have a lot going on. Is there any other way for me to pay other than that lump sum up front?
Sure. So we do offer 3 payment plan options. It's an in-house payment plan. You come in, you pay the first payment on with a check or a credit card. And the other 2 payments, we do ask you for a credit card, and we will automatically charge it on the dates listed. Usually we try to spread it out through the estimated treatment length.
And one of the things, great job, is we don't let them do 12 payments over 12 times, it gets too confusing. We also have a system where we securely keep their credit cards. If you want to ask Kate about it, we don't write it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
There's a lot of security things with credit cards. So we have a system for that.
Yes.
So I say, okay, Kate, if I do that, because that's more doable, I'm not going to save the $292, but I will be able to stretch it out there.
Yes.
And then what if I say, Kate, I really want this tooth, but there's just no way I can come up with $1,775 up front. Is there anything else I could do?
Yes, we do work with other third-party companies that offer flexible monthly payments for extended periods of time.
And some of the listed ones here we've had as Nacho sponsors in the back. So in the past and some current ones. So these 2 pieces of paper have helped us secure millions of dollars in treatment for people. Kate, you're on the front lines of this, right? But I could walk in and do this in 2 seconds. So it is key the dentist knows, right? You can't just say, hey, office manager, hey, front desk team member, and you really have to hand it off well. The A team talks about handoffs and these people, because you don't have a relationship with these people yet. So I sometimes will have a moment where I have you in the room with me for larger cases, where I say, this is Kate, she's going to tell you about this. At other times I introduce you, but you just don't want to go in totally cold and leaving your office manager list. Which of these options do people choose the most?
Payment in full, and on some cases, the 3 monthly payments.
And where do you think, Kate, because you're a shopper, you like shopping.
Mhm.
If you just get into the mind of the consumer, right? Because you have $5,000 expenses. I have school expenses. I have this. Where do you think like the 3 options helps people make a decision with one? Like, why not just offer them one option and that's it?
I think you give them flexibility. Everyone deals with money differently. And I think removing that emotional aspect of it, I go in there and I'm perfectly fine if they pay in full or if they want to use the third-party financing. I have no emotion attached to their decision.
Right. Yeah, and so these conversations can be friendly, fun, less awkward if you just remember this one thing. If it doesn't help, it doesn't matter. And then the second thing, be proud to sell help. If it doesn't help, it doesn't matter. Be proud to sell help. I say this with no judgment, Kate, but just a lot of experience. Have you had a patient in our office that has a car that costs $100,000 not want to pay for a dental implant?
Yeah.
Have you had someone who seems like they have a lot of expenses in their life and they wouldn't be able to figure this out, pay in full, no problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So don't judge, right? It's not even worth judging. Don't even project. Just give the menu. Now, Kate, you did an awesome job there. We're going to wrap up in like 5 minutes. But I always think what's really valuable in life is to tell people what you wish you did sooner, right? I wish I started stretching sooner. I wish I started saving money sooner. One of the things I wish I did sooner was our membership club. Okay, our membership club. So if people want to meet our membership club sponsors, they can text BEST to 215-798-9897. This is one of my interviews with Tom Camarota, one of our sponsors, not only a membership club, but also an online store. And we're going to get to our DW finale at the end in a second. But before we get to that with the membership club, Kate, you talking with patients about money has been a big part of your life, right? I know as a young girl, you're like, I hope I get up every day and talk to 63-year-olds about implants, but you're doing it, right? You're living your dream, Kate.
Yep,
Some
living
people,
the dream.
princess, not Kate. This is what you're doing. How is the membership club? Because I know you have what I would call KR, Kate resistance to certain ideas, okay? Some KR. And I don't know if you were always totally on board with this, right? But how do you feel about the membership club now? It's different than the yellow financial form. We give a set percentage off dental treatment. We give a larger percentage off of hygiene. It is not insurance. There's rules. You have to use the right language, Nacho Dentist. But this membership club, how has that helped you?
Oh, tremendously. I think offering the patient another option to pay for treatment. It also, once they purchase the membership club, you know they're going to come back for their other cleaning. You know they are a current patient that is not driven by the insurance,
Right.
or what their maximum is, when they can come. So I think it's been a great addition to our office.
And many people want to take care of their teeth like their car. They just sign up each year. You know, one of the things I think this is hard for people to understand who don't see me in the office, Kate, because I'm on Dental Nachos. I'm like a tornado. I'm enthusiastic. I try to be like a Gary Vee. But in the office, I'm fairly calm with people and I don't make a big deal about things.
Correct.
And the less big of a deal you make to patients, the less big of the deal they will get. Now, we have had a spicy thing happen in our practice. We at a Kate and Paul, Nacho, Kate and Paul sequel, we'll talk more about going out of network, okay? Because I want to keep this to 30 minutes. But when we went out of network with our largest spoiled guac PPO in the beginning of the year, sometimes you really throw your team under the awkward bus because you say no more spoiled guac PPO, and then they're asking you and your team what we should say. And I made this video. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, Kate, but how have I helped our team reframe the out of network discussion through this video, whether it's through the coupon, not seated at table? Does your team feel more confident having these conversations?
1000%. I think every team member in our office feels confident talking about dental insurance and how it's a dental coupon and how we are here to help them maximize the benefits of their coupon. And we will do everything possible for that to happen. But it made a very smooth and easy transition.
And also in this video, Kate, I share, if someone's really into using a spoiled guac PPO and network plan, I say, okay, we'll recommend someone we like if you give us the list. Just be their friend, right? There are great dentists in our town that take the spoiled guac PPO and say, okay, see them. And then that really allows them, Carol Kibler, patients don't argue, people don't argue with their own decisions. It gives them the power to choose for themselves. I will ask you, so I'm not recommending everyone drop insurance. I'm not recommending everyone sign up for insurance. I put in 2 long decades as an in-network provider. I'm 8 months into being an out-of-network provider. Maybe in the future, there's a great insurance plan and I'll go in-network again. I don't know everyone. But Kate and I have been a team for a long time. And when we decided to go out of network, which we did with a plan and a strategy, and we marketed more, and we used direct mail, it was not reactive. Were you a little nervous, Kate?
Yes, a lot nervous.
You're a lot nervous, right? A lot nervous, okay? And what is your rating of no longer being an in-network provider and just having insurance like a coupon for your life and the practice life?
It's amazing.
And what's the big difference to you as what do you think is the big difference that makes you happier, dentist happier, maybe even patients happier?
I think we look at the dental insurance as a courtesy to the patient, that we are trying to help them use it.
Yeah.
And we don't have any relationship with the insurance anymore.
And that's why the patient starts to look the other way. I think for years, Kate, when we would recommend treatment, coming up with Dr. Travis Campbell and our awesome event, and when we would recommend treatment as an in-network provider, and then the pre-auth would not cover it, I think the patients kind of thought we were making up the treatment, right? I think, it became very, very conflict oriented when we were in network and we would recommend something and it wasn't covered and the things. And I just think when you do this, if it's the right time for you, but I put in 2 decades of being an in-network provider. It takes a lot of strategy and skill and marketing. And if you do not do it the right way, it can be a disaster. So I appreciate you sharing that with us, Kate. And as we wrap up our final thing, you did an awesome job. You're going to be at this event that we're having to watch online or in person. If you'd like to be part of this event where you learn about how to coding challenges, patient communication, how to get your team on board with all of this, text talk to 215-798-9897. You've seen Dr. Travis Campbell talk about insurance, Kate. How does he help you even as an out-of-network provider now? What does he do?
Oh, I think his knowledge, just how the insurance companies work. I think that was the most amazing thing for me to learn that I had no idea.
And I want to make this clear. So I'm just saying this for the video here. Just because we're out of network, how often do people ask about insurance in our office every day?
All the time.
Yeah. So you could be as fee for service as Dr. Todd Fleischman. You can be in network with 47 insurances. You could be like us out of network. They're still asking on a daily basis, does my insurance cover this? How does my insurance work here?
Yes.
But I want to wrap up with this, Kate, and I want us to be on screen for this in a big way. So many times I come and I just put a new idea at the office. I say, we're doing it, right? But we did this one thing called dental warranty, and it's on our sheet now. So we bring this back, okay? Dental warranty, totally Nacho sponsor, totally awesome, totally Nacho sponsor. They allow you to protect the care you offer to patients with a warranty. Very similar to kind of a phone warranty, right? If you had your phone in a bucket of rice, that means you were out too late at night, dropped it in a puddle, or worse, okay? And if you don't have the phone protection plan, you're worried. If you have it, you have the warranty on your phone, you're not worried. But I said, Kate, let's do dental warranty, right? For you and I have been sitting in your office so many times being like, should we, this treatment, the crown broke. It's one of my friends. Should we give him half back? This person's mad. Should we do it for the lab bill? Many of those conversations, right, Kate?
Yes.
Are those the fun conversations like the cat one?
No.
They're conflict oriented. The patient has mismanaged expectations. So I want this pulled from this video. So I said to Kate, let's use dental warranty, okay? It allows the patient to purchase a protection plan where if anything happens to their care in the first 6 years, they will be able to get that cost replaced for that care, provided they come in for their hygiene visits. And it's like, let's say in the range of 10 to 15% of the treatment cost, right? So instead of something being $10,000 with a dental warranty, it's going to be like $11,500, okay? So I was like, Kate, I'm so excited for this. Let's do it. What'd you say?
Not so fast.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not so fast, right? I just said good idea after a good idea. So I said, you know what, Kate? We've been in this here. You go on the demo with dental warranty. And I want to share, because I know other people, you're pretty good at finding problems, right?
Yes.
You're pretty good at thinking something's going to go wrong.
Yes.
You're pretty good at being resistant to change, right? Check.
Yes.
So I said, you go on the demo with dental warranty. 20-year office manager. Sometimes you tell some of these companies how their products work, right? Sometimes you ask questions to reps and they say, oh, Kate, I never thought of it that way, okay? So you went on the dental warranty demo. I said, okay, Kate, all I want you to do is do the demo and find one problem. What problems you find?
None.
None problems, Kate. So tell us why dental warranty, a problem finder, Kate, has none problems to you. Why on my treatment plan in yellow form, there is the opportunity to protect this for 6 years with dental warranty. Why do you think this is working out so well, or why are you proud to offer this to patients now?
Well, I think it's a great service to offer to our patients. And just like when people go and get Apple Care for their Apple products, I kind of use the same mentality when I present the treatment plan. This is your treatment plan, and here is the cost of it. And we do offer dental warranty, and it's included in the total cost. So I think that makes it a little bit easier for patients, because I tell them, Paul, this treatment plan comes with a 6-year dental warranty. Here is the cost for the warranty. And as long as you come in twice a year for your checkups, your treatment will be covered at 100% for 6 full years.
And our patients are embracing it. And if they don't want it, they don't have to get it. But here's the magic, Kate. it helps us be less annoyed and more profitable, because if I will talk to you, Kate, I'll be you, you be the patient. Hi, Kate, your crown is $2,000. It comes with a protection plan for 6 years. If it breaks, there's a cavity underneath it. The tooth underneath it breaks. You'll be able to protect the investment in it of your $2,000 with this dental warranty program. If you do not choose this and anything happens to this crown over the next 6 years, you would be responsible for paying in full. End of discussion.
Yeah.
And some patients decline the warranty, right?
Mhm.
But if their filling or crown breaks in 4 years, we just go back to our notes and say it's at full cost because you declined the warranty.
Right.
So I think this is such a transformative thing for dentist team members and patients to do two things. One, be way less annoyed. And two, start to frame with patients, dental work doesn't last forever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've walked into people with bridges who are like 80 years old. They've had it for 30 years. And they said, I thought this was permanent, right? I thought this, and you say, how many cars did you have in that time? So I'm so glad, Kate, that you shared that with us. We're going to finish here now. I'm just going to bring one thing on the screen for people to text in if they would like, and text talk to 215-798-9897. Kate, I'm so appreciative and grateful that you do this with me, not here only on Zoom, but also work with me in our office with helping patients chew and smile with confidence, doing dentisting, which is basically full contact arts and crafts on people who don't want to be there. Thanks, Kate.